Hey guys, and welcome to yet another video. This video was a bit of a risk. I decided to go to Hasedera in Kamakura, Japan and record the whole temple on a rainy day because I thought it was going to be really pretty. I think the video came out pretty good. I'll let you guys tell me what you think. But in the process, I ended up getting soaked, and it was actually a lot trickier than I thought because I didn't bring a lot of cash with me, and then I ended up having to go in and then leave again and get more cash because they only accept cash for the Ajisai or hydrangea viewing path. So if you go, my recommendation is to bring at least 1,000 yen with you. Although the ticketing kiosk does accept like electronic money or like your Suica or something like that. I'll include the little screen capture of what that looked like, but I would definitely recommend bringing cash with you. Also, only 1% of you guys are subscribed, even now only 1%. So if you've been enjoying these videos and you've just been waiting to see if your subscription matters, I'm here to confirm it does matter. We need you as part of the team. So please go ahead and subscribe, and without further ado, here's the video. Okay, so this is Hasedera in Kamakura. We've talked about that a little bit already. I had a vision for this video. So I knew it was gonna rain beforehand, but I thought if I brought my umbrella and a jacket, I would be good and I wouldn't have to worry too much about the weather. And my camera is pretty small, so I plan to keep it under the umbrella with me. And I brought 2 cameras just in case, extra batteries, and of course a plant-based cookie because I thought I would get hungry. Actually, one of the things I forgot was bringing yen in cash. So a lot of places in Japan, they prefer for you to make purchases using only cash, and I know that. I've lived in Japan for like a year and a half, and I don't know how I forgot. So that ended up causing me to have to go in and out of the temple, like I said in the intro of this video. So newbie mistake by somebody who's lived here for like forever. So to avoid that, I would just bring cash with you. This is the train that I used to arrive. Google Maps was a little bit confusing. They told me that I should get off at a different station, but basically what it is if you go to the Kamakura station, then all you need to do is transfer to the Inoden line, which was the little green train that you just saw, and then get off at the Hase Station stop, and then you'll be good. So that's all you gotta do. It's only a few stops. So that's my recommendation for that. Google Maps was taking me to another station a little bit farther down, and I would have had to do like a 15-minute like U-turn walk, which I don't know why it was doing that. Maybe it was user error, but yeah, get off at the Hase Station. I think that's gonna be way easier for you. And of course, now we're looking at the temple. The staff that was working at the temple was amazing. They were really friendly, and they were kind of chuckling at my overwhelm due to the weather because the video doesn't even fully capture how hard it was raining. I wanted some rainy shots, but I'm telling y'all, I got way more than I bargained for. I hope the video is serving rainy day elegance and like nature queen extravaganza, but I was not feeling like that, okay? I was soaked. My shoes were wet, my socks were wet, my jeans were wet. I was trying to keep my camera dry. So I'm telling you, it was an adventure to get this video recorded for you. Also, I tried to pare down the clips and keep it fairly short, but I just really had a hard time selecting the clips to cut out because it was really beautiful, and I think even if it wasn't raining, it would be really beautiful. It just had such a aesthetic value that you don't see every day. It's hard to put it into words. I think the video does way better than I could at capturing it, but just the variety of structures and trees and flowers and the whole layout of the grounds gave you a feeling of going into like another era or something. It was really cool. And so I just wandered around in here. Even before I had to leave and come back, I was really having a blast. And this area is really close by when you enter. And there were a whole bunch of koi in here, and I'm not sure if it was the rain that was exciting them, but they were like jumping around and playing with each other for a little bit, and it just, I don't know, I had such a great time. I went on this trip by myself because I needed to record, so technically this was a work trip for a project, right? But I had so much fun that I would love to go, see, there goes the fish. Playing. I would love to go back with a friend or some family members and just like show them this area because it's just so pretty and very peaceful. I feel like it's a good spot to think. Like I would have loved to like just like sit down and like maybe draw or something in this environment, but I was on a mission for this video, so I didn't really do much of that. I would say the whole thing took me about 30 minutes to get through, and some of that was because of the weather, and also it was pretty crowded. I did my best to avoid showing all of the other people that were there, but it was pretty crowded. I would recommend arriving when this place first opens, because I noticed in the beginning, right, I just didn't realize I didn't have enough money, because you just pay for your entry ticket, and then when you get to the area where you view the hydrangeas, you have to buy a separate ticket. So when I got to that area, then I'm like, oh man, I gotta leave and come back, right? So in the beginning, I was just chilling and exploring, and I would say it took me about 20 minutes, 15 minutes to wander around that whole part. And then the hydrangea area took me a little bit longer, but some of that was because it was very crowded and there were a lot of people trying to like take their own photos and videos, and obviously we want to respect those around us. Speaking of respect, this area, like with the torii gate in front of me, it had a sign saying please be quiet in that area, and I noticed that several people were being extremely loud in that area, and like, come on, like that's so not cool. Like there's several signs there, even had like little like characters saying shh, and people were being loud. I'm talking shouting. So again, if you visit this place, which I highly recommend, please do your best to follow the rules, because it's just not cool to like make it a point to break the rules. Like it's just very cringe. So I just had to throw that in there because I saw that and I was just like, come on guys. There's like a little emoji sign. But anyways, the whole thing was really beautiful, and I felt like for the most part, other than being crowded and the few people that weren't following the rules, it was pretty chill traffic wise. But I would recommend that if you do plan to visit and you want to avoid the most crowded time, then visit right when this place opens, because when I left and came back a little bit later, I noticed that the crowds had drastically increased, as did the number of like more rowdy people. It also was raining harder, but what can we do about that? I really don't regret my decision to go when it was raining, but I can tell you it was a little challenging at a point. Actually, when I left, I went to the convenience store, because that is the easiest place to get money from. You go to the conveni and then you will get cash from the ATM. And I actually bought like a hot drink like I would in the winter, just to have in my jacket for like the comforting feel. And it was like the temperature was dropping and it was pouring, and then once your clothes get wet, then you start getting cold too. Yeah, it was a little bit exasperating, but I think the shots are worth it. I really hope that they are. I tried to cut this video down actually for the temple and the Ajisai trail area, like path area. The footage for just that alone was more than 29 minutes. And I try and keep my videos to like, I don't know, maybe about 5 minutes. 5-6 minutes, so that way that they're like easy to consume while you're doing something, and you don't have to devote like half your day to it. But if you like longer videos, please let me know. Do you like longer videos or do you prefer shorter ones? I always love to hear from the people that watch these videos, because it definitely makes it more fun to create them when I know that somebody else enjoyed them or had something interesting to share as feedback after watching. This is actually the path that you had to pay to access a second time, which is like the area where all the hydrangeas are. I believe this is still going on. I think the hydrangea season is from the end of June to the beginning of July. I would recommend looking at the temple's website and like the city websites that would give you information about the hydrangea and the hydrangea season. I'm going to put some resources in the description. I usually do that. I'm going to put some resources in the description to try and help you out if you are considering visiting this place or some other places in the area that would have hydrangeas for you to see. But honestly, I think you could see them until sometime in July, depending on the year. And this is like the main path where the hydrangeas were. Actually, I started going slow in this area, like slowing down the shots, not just for aesthetic value, but just because it was very crowded. As you can see, all the umbrellas. I don't know why, but I think the umbrellas adds like a little like pop of cuteness to it. I don't know. I was feeling the fantasy. Although I was really soaked, I was feeling the fantasy. And I enjoyed the views. This area actually has a view of the ocean. It's tricky to see in this video because of all the cloud cover, but there's a view of the ocean. So I think if you were to come here on a day that was not so rainy, you would be able to see out into the ocean. So I think that would be fun too. I also saw some pictures somewhere on the grounds showing this area during the fall. And Japan has more than one season where you can see really beautiful natural wonders, like the sakura season everybody knows about, and the hydrangea season or ajisai season. But also in the fall, they have like the momiji season where the leaves all turn colors and they're very vibrant. So I saw a photo somewhere on the grounds of this place showing like the vibrant colors of the leaves here and in the fall time. So I would definitely recommend scoping this place out, even if you don't come at the July or June season where the ajisai are blooming. I would recommend still checking this place out because it is very beautiful, and I think it would be fun to, even for myself, to come back and look at how this place changes when the seasons change. And this is some close-ups of those flowers that we've been talking about. Like, the reason why people are so engaged in seeing them is because they are not only colorful, but they're really beautiful, and actually the shape of the petals vary from flower to flower. I don't really know that much about hydrangeas, but I do know when we used to live in Texas, I actually bought 2 hydrangea plants and tried to grow them, and they both died, and I was very sad about it. But I'm wondering if they're not something that's more specific to a certain climate. So if you know a lot about like flowers and like, you know, why they would grow or not grow, just please go ahead and comment. I would love to hear what you have to say about that. I think the last thing I really want to tell my viewers about this location, especially if you're considering visiting yourself, is that as far as accessibility, I noticed this place did have a lot of stairs, both upstairs and downstairs, and not really a lot of ramps or maybe alternate pathways besides the stairs. So if stairs might be a challenge for you, I did think that was worth pointing out. Overall, I think that this is something that people from all ages and walks of life could enjoy, just because it's very beautiful and the environment is very relaxed. I do recommend following all of the posted rules, but it felt like the type of environment where you could just kind of like chill out and enjoy what was before you. So I hope that if you are in Kamakura and you're looking at this place and you do visit, then you're able to have a similar experience to the one that I had, which was great. Even though it was pouring the whole time, I would definitely go again, and I would love to take friends or family with me. This is back at the station. I left the same way I came in, and again a few stops took me back to the Kamakura station, and from there I could transfer pretty much anywhere. Alright, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video of my trip to the Hasedera temple in Kamakura. If you want more information on all of the details that are kind of shown in this video, please check the description, because I always put details for each trip and the locations in the description below. And speaking of down below, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are trying to hit 500 subscriber goal by the end of the month, so your subscription is definitely helping us reach that goal. Till then, I will see you in the next video.